Hey, Mr. Manly here with the President's Day edition of How to Be Manly. I know most people don't celebrate President's Day in a manly style. President's Day to me is like others celebrate a birthday or Christmas. Sadly, President's Day, like many other holidays, comes just once a year. If you haven't guessed by now, this is when I receive my new mattress and box spring. Being a manly man, I wear them out in a year's time because I literally and figuratively beat the stuffing out of my posture P, dick. So off I go to the mattress store, where Uncle Sam is usually handing out flyers. This time, it was Aunt Samantha. And let me say, Samantha looked good in stripes, with a couple of noticeable stars that did not appear on her hat. She said, "May I help you find a mattress?" I replied, "Yes, but since you're in the business, what kind of mattress do you prefer?" She said, "I like it firm, yet yields to my body and gives me a good night's pleasure. This floor model is the kind I have. Would you like to try it out?" Well, I knew this must be handled in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page 221, and repeat after me. Number 1. So, Samantha, you like it firm. Well, you also make it firm. Number 2. Shoo-wee, Samantha. Yield to my body, because I've given you the right of way. And number 3, pleasure. I'll give you so much pleasure, in the morning, your backside will read Sealy. Soon after, as Samantha's Uncle Sam whacks your backside, seals you up in a mattress, and then tosses you into oncoming traffic while ignoring a yield sign, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly and good day.
It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Mount Everest climbers now have to bring their poop back to base camp. Well, that's a load of crap. Today is President's Day, or as most Americans call it, 50% off mattresses day. Experts say romance novel readers have unrealistic ideas of love, probably because they're housewives waiting to be rescued by a pirate.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
I'm Rock 107's Prospector. According to a survey, about 1 out of 4 of you are completely cool with heading into work today, while other people are sleeping late, sitting home, eating Cheetos, having a coffee. In the survey, 28% of American adults said there are too many federal holidays. In other words, we get too many holidays off. Dude, I couldn't disagree more. In honor of today's day off, the celebration of President's Day, I want you to enjoy this list of top 5 President's Day fun facts. Here we go. Number 5. One of the best ways to end an argument with the VP is by saying, "Come back when there's a federal holiday for you." Top 5 President's Day fun facts. Number 4. If you're listening to me at work right now, your boss hates America too. Number 3. It's a day in February that nobody cares about, just like Valentine's Day for married people. The top 5 President's Day fun facts. Number 2. Many Americans think Thomas Jefferson's wife's name is Wheezy. And the number 1 President Day fun fact. Ironically, both Washington and Lincoln always paid full retail price for their mattresses. There you have it.
Oh, Honest Abe,
Yes, George Washington?
how would you go about creating a country that once a year lowers prices on these mattresses that are backed up in my warehouse?
Here's the plan. I'll just scribble some flowery language onto this parchment, like so.
I don't know. I don't think that wording about a more perfect union is making a great deal of grammatical sense.
Georgie, baby, are we here to be all by the book, or are we here to move some Tempur-Pedic stock?
Hey, I got an idea, boys.
Oh, God, it's that Ben Franklin character.
Yes. What is it, Ben?
That ad would look better with a picture of me flying a kite.
Oh.
But you were never president.
Come on, do you think anybody knows that?
Well, Mr. Washington, he has a point.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think I'll see it until we all go get a Sam Adams. Come on, everybody.
Remember to honor our presidents and save money on mattresses on President's Day.
It's time to have a little fun on the phones. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and I got an email from a woman who is an HR director for a big real estate company. Her name's Angeline, and she said, hey, Prospector, I would love for you to prank call a guy who works at our office. The office is like administrator. His name is Brian, and maybe you can come up with an idea. So I came up with the idea that we'd like to use this conference room to record our podcast, and ostensibly he could be a guest on the podcast, but it's really not going to work that way. It's another Prospector prank call.
Hi, Realty Group. This is Brian.
Yeah, hi, Brian. My name's Rick. I wanted to talk to you quick if you have a second. You're the office administrator, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know what we're doing. I have a podcast called Beards and Bro, and me and my guys wanted to invite you to be a part of our podcast on our next episode. And if, is that something you're allowed to do?
I think so. Yeah. What does it entail, really?
All you have to do is sit in with us, just provide your hot take on, topics of the day. We really don't do politics, but other than that, it's kind of wide open. We'll set up. We can even come to you, as a matter of fact. If you'd like, we can come down there.
Yeah.
Do you have like a conference room or something like that?
Yeah, we have a conference room.
Great. It'd take about 2 hours. We come down, we set up, get all the mics up and all that, do about an hour podcast, then tear everything down and put it back away. Kind of sit around, discuss the topics of the days. It's Beards and Bro, and it's real simple, quick guy stuff. How big is your conference room? How many chairs?
It's 10 chairs and around the table, and then there's a couple of extra chairs in the room.
Okay, yeah. Our group has 14, so with you there'd be 15. So we need to be able to sit 15 for the podcast.
15, really?
Yeah, 15 people on the podcast.
Well, will you be the one interviewing me?
Well, not interviewing you. I mean, I'm the one that hosts, but you just jump in with your hot takes. It's like, hey, Brian's got a thought, and then you just pop in and do something really good. And the more you have a good hot take, the more you get to talk. It's really, it's kind of like,
it seems with 14 people that I'm not really going to be on it. I mean, it just sounds like...
Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we'll do. Do you guys have coffee there?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Reserve the conference room. Get the chairs. Grab some coffee, have it available, maybe pick up some donuts or pastries or sandwiches or something to set all that up.
Wait, I have to pick up the donuts and the pastries?
Yeah, well, you can pick up whatever you want. It doesn't have to be donuts, but, just something for the guys to eat while we're there, something to snack on. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It sounds like you want me to provide all the food and coffee, and I'm not even going to be on it. You just want my conference room.
You're going to be on it just as much as you want. Look. Do you want us to make you famous or not? Because it sounds like...
I've never even heard of your podcast. I appreciate the phone call, but honestly, it sounds like you just want me to provide food for your podcast, basically. I mean, that's really what you want.
Is that so? Oh, so your business, the margins are so thin that you can barely afford donuts. Is that it?
No, it's not the issue.
Okay.
The issue is that, you guys are just coming in to use my conference room and pretending like I'm a guest on the podcast when
I'm sorry, are you not a guest on the podcast?
Well, 14 people. I mean, how am I going to...
Look, if you stink, no one's going to hear you, okay? If you have a hot take, if you're good, you're going to get on, all right? Look, I can't put diapers on you and rub your back through the podcast. You got to strap it on. You got to be a man about it.
Excuse me? You know what? You're being a real...
Oh, really? I am, right? You're the one that won't buy donuts to get famous on a podcast.
I'm not going to buy you donuts, okay?
Oh, really? That prevents you from being on a podcast.
We're not a donut shop. Okay?
You're obviously not doing that well at real estate, or you can afford some donuts. Good Lord. Working for you has got to be like a nightmare, man. Thank goodness.
You know what? You're being a okay?
I know you said that. I know.
I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me.
How about this? You just sit in your office and make prank calls all day.
What are you even talking about? You're not even making sense right now.
I am. It's a prank call. It's a Prospector prank call, man. It's not real.
Who is this?
Brian, it's Prospector. You're on Rock 107 right now, dude. It's a prank call. Not real. I don't have a podcast, Beers and Bros, nothing like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Angeline, the lady that does HR, emailed us your name and phone number and said we could try to call you and use your conference room for free.
It's Angeline. This is hilarious.
All right, listen, you're not mad, right?
No, this is... Woo! I'm going to have a talk with her, though.
Look, and just so you know, I might need to make some more calls later, so if you don't mind, could you get that conference room set aside for me? I'd appreciate it, dude.
Come on, man.
Announcing the morning show's President's Day blowout sale.
President's Day blowout sale.
It's the biggest one-day sale in morning show history. Check out our giant inventory of pithy comments, 30% off, witty remarks, 50% off, and long-winded stories about our weekend are buy one, get one free.
2 for the price of 1.
Got a clever wisecrack? We take trade-ins. Need financing on wacky banter? Get yours today for 0 down and 0% interest. It's the morning show's President's Day blowout sale.
President's Day blowout sale.
All sales are final. Limited time offer. Financing subject to approval. There is no sale.
It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A couple of people working for the MTA in New York are getting praised because they found a bag with $30,000 inside of it, and instead of pocketing the money, they returned that bag to its rightful owner.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
A seemingly ordinary Walgreens became the unlikely epicenter of a gripping crime saga that unfolded month after month. The Walgreens was hit 6 times in 6 months, but during a 7th attempted armed robbery, 24-year-old Kamanye Williams was arrested after he was shot by a special police officer hired through a private security company. Williams had already disarmed one SPO and was trying to rob the business when a second SPO arrived and shot him. He was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and subsequently arrested. Police say this is not the first time that Williams robbed that Walgreens at gunpoint. Video shows that in every robbery, Williams appeared to enter the storeroom and wait for employees to open a secure door. Once that door was open, then Williams reportedly pointed a gun at the victims and demanded money from the safe. Upon getting the cash, he would run away. Consequently, authorities connected the armed robberies to the store's manager, 33-year-old Michael Robinson, and his nephew, 26-year-old Gianni Robinson. Both have been arrested and charged with conspiracy to interfere with interstate commerce by robbery.
Nominee number 2.
What a waste of food. An argument over kitchen usage turned violent Monday afternoon last week when a 28-year-old woman named Jaquila Mobley grabbed some of the grits being cooked by her mother and hit her in the face with the grits. The victim, Ela Johnson, told cops that Mobley had been drinking and using drugs, and that when she does this, she becomes aggressive towards her. Johnson added that she didn't even want to contact the police since the matter was juvenile at its core. A sheriff's deputy who responded observed dry grits on the side of the victim's face, as well as matching grits on the kitchen counter and in a nearby dustpan. Mobley was arrested for battery, a misdemeanor, and booked into the Marion County Jail, where she's being held in lieu of $2,500 bond.
And the winner is
the store manager, his nephew, and a third man who robbed the store that he managed every month for 6 months. Hey, you think you went a little too far? Maybe you got a little greedy? I don't know, maybe you take a month or 2 off. Either way, you guys are the Yam Bags of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.